Good morning, guys, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets. Welcome, guys. Happy Friday. We are coming in to the end of another eventful week in these markets. And it's funny that, we talk about eventful weeks. You wouldn't know it if you weren't actively involved in the crypto markets, right? Like Bitcoin has been in a range for 4 or 5 months, but I think if you're among us and you've been following it a bit more granularly, there's obviously been quite a bit of entertainment over the last few months as far as some of these big trending moves that we've gotten. It's so over. We're so back. Rhetoric that we can repeat seemingly every other day. But welcome, guys. I'm Snorlax. You also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Max Tucker, Dr. Will's Outlook, and Louis Tuesday. It's not Tuesday. It is Friday, but welcome, Louis. Oh, man, I hope you guys have had a great week as well. But before we can start cooking and getting into the charts for you guys, I'm going to ask you guys to smash that like button for us. We always appreciate when you do that for us. And it is the final show of the day, or the final show of the week. We have Trump speaking at the Bitcoin conference tomorrow. We are going to talk about all of that and more. But first, like I said, I'm going to ask if you guys can hit that like button for us before we start yapping and getting into a bit more substantial conversation. But to talk about the markets, right? Bitcoin is strong as an ox. I think that goes without saying. We've seen a good bit of weakness, I think, still instilled within the Ethereum market, but Bitcoin on its own merit has been, just strong as hell, right? It's very difficult to debate that as we head into the Bitcoin conference where Trump is planning on speaking tomorrow. I'm interested to see what that does for price. Obviously, what that can mean for the crypto market is high time frame significant. On the flip side, you have equity markets showing green today. We are seeing volatility come down a little bit. I'm going to talk about that a little bit on this show. And of course, my favorite stock ticker seemingly right now, NVIDIA, and maybe even TLT. But right now, I really want to focus on Bitcoin, right? Because I do think that Bitcoin on a lower time frame at least does look very, very strong. Looks like it can make a move higher, at least towards those highs. And I would say potentially even into the lower 70s. Maybe even before the conference, right? I do think that's something that we could see. But of course, you have to compare these charts side by side, because while Bitcoin does look great, Ethereum looks like absolute trash. And the ETH Bitcoin pair continues to be in an absolute free fall. So mixed bags across the board, but there's no shortage of opportunity. I think Tucker highlighted it best on our Discord call this morning. Majors have been kind of doing whatever they want for the last few months, but on chain, you've continued to have these selective periods and coins that have provided a lot of opportunity for participants on the fringes of crypto. And of course, we also are seeing that in the equity markets as well with IWM and small caps. But guys, I'd love to know what we're seeing in the markets. Obviously, like I said, there is a bit of kind of dispersion throughout the market with what is showing strength and what is showing weakness. How are we interpreting it all?
Well, just real quick before we cook, look at ETH is basically at 59K Bitcoin, which is literally insane, dude. Look at this. Do you see this?
Mm-hmm.
That is wild, man. But yeah, I think we look good. I'm gonna pull up the small caps and the SPX because trading view line McBounce, man. Oh wow, who could have foreseen? Oh no, I don't even know what this fractal's from, but yeah. Nice bounce last night in Asia. I really want to see it hold today. We'll see what Trump can do for the boys over the weekend, but I don't see anything too concerning here. They're attempting to smash volatility again, and I'd say we really need them to. We do need the vol smashers to do their thing and smash, man, because you can't let this thing get back up into the 20s. I really don't think you can. So look at some more charts. NVIDIA bottom. There it is. Calling it now. Standing up in the room. I don't know.
I have one statement, Tucker.
What's
They
up?
capitulate while my portfolio appreciates.
Oh, bars.
Goodwill.
But I'm not a
like
rapper.
But yeah, I think we look good. What do you guys think?
I think Bears are trying to pretend like they're sidelined and fine, but I don't know if that's going to play out.
Okay. I think that what we're seeing right now with Ethereum could be considered and should be considered an isolated event. I think that we need to let Grayscale finish jeeting their Ethereum. It's the same type of market mechanics that we saw with the Bitcoin ETF. And the question is how much of that is being, I guess, priced in right now. And another question is if Bitcoin rips back up to 71K, can that provide a short-term buffer or insulation for Ethereum even in the midst of Grayscale selling? These are questions we don't necessarily have the answer to. But I believe, yes, I did quote super hot fire, and I don't think anybody on the panel got that. I don't think a single boomer on this panel got that.
Wait, what was the quote?
But I'm not a rapper.
Oh, I missed it.
I missed it
You
too.
know who super hot fire is?
Yes.
Yes.
No, who is
Not
that?
a team from McDonald's. I drink that.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. He's the original cook, man. Sweet dollar tea from McDonald's. He's literally the GOAT, man. But I'm not a rapper. But I think what you are seeing is the market about to aggressively rip higher. And I think the real signal in this market, one, is Ethereum beta actually outperforming ETH and holding up better than ETH, even amidst this sell-off for ETH, right? That's why I'm arguing that, yes, this isolated event with Ethereum will inevitably put some downside pressure on the ETH ecosystem just because these coins and these other beta projects are priced. They're priced in ETH, right? They are priced in ETH. They have liquidity pools that are in ETH. So the liquidity pools devalue, the projects devalue, right? Like there's only so much insulation that beta to Ethereum can have when ETH sells off like this. But I am of the opinion that this event in ETH is isolated and will put pressure on the market, but Bitcoin ultimately still is the king. And Bitcoin looks really, really good here. Additionally, some of the most signal that I'm getting out of this market right now is IWM. Okay. IWM, we always talk about this, and we have especially recently, but I'm going to talk about it again. IWM pumps only when there are one of two things that's going to happen. Pop quiz, Tommy, can you answer that for me? When does IWM pump? There's 2 times that IWM pumps. What are they?
I mean, it's usually a sign that risk in the market's about to send or that everything's about to rug.
That is a 4.0 A+, man. Literal giga Chad, giga brain genius. That's what it is, guys. You can look at this chart and go, we are either about to giga rug, and this is the exit pump before you die and lose everything, or we are about to go into like 3 to 6 months of, I mean, like excess, like literal excess froth. Every shit co that should be bankrupt is getting bid. Every shit coin that will eventually go to zero is going to go to $1 billion plus market cap first. That's the environment. When IWM pumps, that's the environment. Either it's about to be over or you're about to make a lot of money in a very short period of time. And I think personally that after 2+ years of reaccumulation, on top of that giga structure from 2018 to 2020, we finally break out of a 2-year consolidated range on top of ultra high time frame support. This move on IWM doesn't feel like a deviation to me. It doesn't feel like a fake out to the upside, especially in confluence with this. We have global M2 making a new all-time high. There's a lot of money out there. And by the way, the US money is not the only money used to bid US assets and crypto specifically. Crypto particularly is a global asset, not just a domestic asset. So you need to not just look at US money supply, you need to look at global. I look at IWM here contextually and I go, we still have 7 weeks of a Fed pause, which has historically been ultra bullish for risk. Unemployment is still low fours, sub 4.5%. We're fine. Yield curve still inverted, right? Until we cross that zero line, and really more so like 25 bips. I don't see why there is a reason to get macro bearish here, right? We are still in a window of time when risk can perform well based on what we've historically seen. And we are seeing confirmation in the early signs of a breakout in small caps here. Look at IWM. That's a breakout. That's a breakout. So I think with crypto kind of having this like weird Ethereum overhang, it's putting a little bit more strain than I would expect on crypto because ETH is the second largest asset in crypto. Of course, it's going to put some strain on the broader crypto markets. But I believe it's an isolated event. And Bitcoin having a strong July monthly close, like Tucker, if you go back to Bitcoin real quick, let's look at that monthly chart, brother. Let's just take one quick peek at it.
It's unreal. It's unreal.
Just a quick peek. That's all I'm asking for. I mean, look at that.
Ooh.
What are we? I want to know. I keep asking this question. I want someone to answer me. What are we talking about here? Someone give me an answer, please. I'm craving an answer. What are we talking about? The age-old question.
Looks bearish.
I mean, I look at that chart and I go, what are you worried about right now? 4 months of consolidation and price acceptance above the previous cycle all-time high monthly close. I mean, what are we talking about, guys? IWM pushing up towards all-time high. We're still in a Fed pause. There's nothing macro deteriorated breaking right now going on. And Bitcoin's monthly chart looks like this. Yes, there is some sell pressure coming from Ethereum. Yes, I will give you that. That is an isolated event that should wrap up within the next probably 10 to 14 days at the most. And it might not even be that bad because Bitcoin looks so strong. Bitcoin could hold ETH up, even amidst Grayscale selling billions. Okay.
Well,
I'm so bullish. It's ridiculous, man. Like it's gonna happen. Like I'm so bullish, but there's some really good traders who don't share that opinion with me. And to them, I say you're wrong.
There's a lot of people who keep pointing out the yield curve and rate cuts, and I think that those things kind of matter, but they also don't matter, right? So what do I mean by that? I mean, yield curve typically after the uninversion starts to play out halfway through the uninversion, which we're not even close to halfway. And rate cuts, historically are not always a sell the news event. They are.
Will, look what happened in 2019, bro. We got
always.
Will in 2019 we got 2 25 basis point cuts, and we rallied during those 2 cuts 200 days before we had a nuke. So if we're on that same schedule, which I'm not saying we are or we aren't, we're, let's just say 2 months out from a Fed cut, a little bit less. We could be like 250 to 300 days away from any like substantial break of trend on the higher time frame in equities.
All right, hold up. Do you guys see? I get the monthly, right? The monthly looks great. Look at the 2 week and look at the weekly. What are we talking about, dude?
Tucker, I'd like you to answer the question. What are we even talking about?
What
Please give me an answer.
I don't know where
you're searching for the same answer as me.
Yes, I am. I don't know.
I can't find anyone that can answer it for me.
I mean, these are your levels for me, right? Like this, if like originally I was like, let's just close this green, let's get above, the July open, right? But if you close above the June open, even, or if you close above,
just bullish engulf it.
Yeah, if you close anywhere up in here, I think here's the thing. I don't think you're getting smacked again here, man. I don't. I think if you get back. If you get back up into here, I think you're going to sell.
It's over. And we filled all that liquidity now, which is great. So now we don't have to worry about it. It was quick. We filled it. Nice pullback and an uptrend as if like we're in a bull market or something. And now we're ready to go. It's great. It's healthy price action and an uptrend. People just like, if it's not going straight up in a straight line, everyone freaks out because it's been so much chop lately. Sometimes you got to backfill that liquidity because Or would you rather go up another 20, 30% and then flash crash back into that liquidity later? I'd rather do it now while we're close. Makes sense.
So good, man. We look great.
God, it looks so good, man. It looks so good, man. And you know what? You know what the thing is, man? When we were down at, 60K, sub 60K, it was, if I see 64K flip, I'm bullish. If I see 67K flip, I'm bullish.
Yeah.
Help me here, guys. Help me. Someone help me.
We draw a little mid
Help
range.
me. I mean, it looks good.
Bears lost their argument once we reclaimed the range, and then it seems as if they pushed the goalposts.
Louis, there's a comment that I have to highlight, bro. I'm sorry that I have to do. I'm sorry I have to do this.
No,
to
go
you,
for it. I don't care.
It's too funny, bro.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
That's what I do to Bears.
I'm sorry, Lou.
I Johnny Sin the Bears.
That was top tier, man. That was a premier.
I know this is my first no hat stream. I had a fresh shave last night, so I figured I'd break it out. It's not very often.
Louis, if you let the hair grow, would you have the grandpa? Would you have the grandpa bowl in the back?
I got my hair grows a lot on the side. It's still thick. It's a pain in the ass, but like, yeah, I'm like pretty light up here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd have like hair around. Yeah, it's not great. It's not pretty.
I like the bald look, man. I like
Thanks.
the bald look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my wife likes it.
that's great.
Important.
Oh, good. I got a nice
That's
head.
the important
It's
thing.
good. It worked out.
It's a nice round head. Yeah,
Yeah,
you have
it
a
worked
nice round head, Louis. Like some
Looks like
people got like pinheads. You got a nice round head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Statham.
Who has a pinhead?
I don't know. I've seen some bald people that have weird shaped heads,
Cone heads.
Yeah, Louis got a nice head. Will, you kind of have a pinhead,
Oh, no dang pinhead. What the heck?
I'm just kidding, Will. I'm just kidding, Will.
I think there's a crypto founder with a pinhead. Actually, I'm not sure who it is, but I'm pretty sure. I want to say that I've seen somebody that's it might be an ETH guy actually that has like a pinhead.
That would be like my Twitter picture if I wasn't smiling.
Study Jason, man. Yeah.
Study Jason Statham.
Study
man.
Brian Armstrong.
Study pinheads.
He
You
only
guys seen
made-
the movie The Mechanic with him?
Yes, dude. Every movie he does is phenomenal. I get so much hate for liking Jason Statham, bro.
No, I'm
Why?
a Jason Statham maxi, man.
Yeah,
What about
it's-
the
You
beak?
hate Jason Statham.
people say that all the movies he makes are just garbage. Most of them.
No
That's a
way. Have
horrible,
you seen
horrible
Death
take.
Race?
They are just high octane bangers.
I'm the beekeeper.
Even that movie Spy with what's her name? I can't even remember her name right now. She's like the comedian woman. Jason
Yeah.
Statham plays a comedy role in that movie, and he's hilarious. I love Jason Statham.
Oh, what's her name?
Legend.
I think he was like a real life gangster.
Arthur?
No? Like, wasn't he like in a gang or something? Turned actor.
Dude's a savage.
Okay, someone tell me what I'm talking about. Tommy, would you please explain to me what are we even talking about? You're gonna get picked on today, Tommy, by me.
Why do you guys got to pick on me? Like I have my bias, you have yours. We'll see at the end of the month. Like it's that simple.
It is the end of the
I've
month.
explained my reasoning. If you guys disagree, that's
It's
fine.
26.
Tommy, I need you to understand something about this pressure I'm putting on you right now. It comes from a place of love because I want to be bullish with my boys. That's what it comes down to. It's not me hating, it's me wanting to have fun with you. And you are not allowing me to have fun with you right now because you're being stubborn. And I want you to be bullish so me and the boys can be bullish together.
Well, given Tommy said he is, you like this chart right here, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't hate Bitcoin. I mean, I
Yeah.
said this morning, I think that Bitcoin can spike over the probably the next like 24 hours even, but I still have reasons for caution. And that doesn't mean that I'm fully out of the market, like I've said, but I'm not like just over the moon bullish as everybody else is. And that's fine.
All right.
And a lot of that is because of, I'll continue to say, I will continue to say, I think there's more supply than demand up here for Bitcoin. And it's a lot based on equity markets. I do not think that equities have had their selling climax yet. And I've repeatedly said that. And that doesn't have to mean that Bitcoin is going to get rugged if equities do. But I do think that it has to be at least in consideration. Like if equities have a bull event in the next few sessions, what does that mean for Bitcoin and crypto? So, I mean, that's really my stance. I do not think that NVIDIA is bottomed. I don't think that Vol is topped. These are really the drivers of my opinions. But again, crypto does not have to nuke if I think that equities nuke, right? Like we could always just carve out a higher low, for example. I mean, it is what it is, guys. Like I did say when we came into this, if we were to come into these levels on Bitcoin, I did not think that we would go vertical. I said I thought we would chew through the supply, and that's kind of exactly what we've done. If we continue to do that, then fine. But I mean, I'm not mad that Bitcoin is showing strength, given that I do have a shit ton of Bitcoin puppets. But like, you know, if Bitcoin breaks out the all-time high, then altcoins will probably send too, and that's fine. And I can accept that. But
is there a price level that changes that for you, Tommy?
What?
Is there a flip of a price level that changes that for you?
On Bitcoin?
It's not really. It's really not like price based. I said this last week.
So if we hit 85K, you're not bullish.
Well, I mean, if we're at 85K, I'd definitely be. I would have been bullish before 85K, but I'm not going to just flip bullish within the range necessarily.
What price level?
Will. He's saying his trigger for being bullish or removing his cautious mindset for crypto is dependent on equities performance, not just crypto.
It's time based, right? Like I want to let the equity thesis play out before I just go full balls deep bullish on crypto. I mean that's my view.
I am balls deep. I am balls deep. My balls are
my only argument to that would be, what about the last 4 months while stocks have just been going straight up and we've been going sideways? Like I would be way more in agreement with you if like we were trading like concurrently with the stock market for the last 4 months, but we clearly haven't been. Unless, I mean, which I think what you're getting at is like if we do get a volatility event, it would be like a quick flush and then probably back to up only. Is that what you're expecting?
Well, yeah, that was my view. I was saying this yesterday on Market Check. Like I'm not bearish in the sense that I think that the cycle is over if we correct. I'm bearish in the sense that I think it's a mid-cycle correction that can definitely play out deeper for Bitcoin if it plays out in equities, as I do think that it can. And I don't think that if the trade plays out with Nvidia and volatility next week and kind of the way that I've pictured it, I'd be really surprised if that selling is controlled in equities. And if it's not controlled in equities, then Bitcoin's going to have some sort of downside, in my opinion. It doesn't have to, right? Like we saw last October. And I've talked about this before. And this is something that I've been obviously having to consider more and more as Bitcoin has shown this strength. But, we saw this outsized strength from crypto and Bitcoin last October, even in the face of equity weakness. But where I say that it's contextually different is I don't think that equities, the downtrend will be as controlled as it was last October and last August. I think the selling will be a little bit more vertical in equities.
So this is what he's talking about, just for the audience. This is what Tommy's talking about. Will showed this yesterday. It's a great little like example. It's a nice example. So up top is SPX, and then down below is Bitcoin. I marked out the 2 days. I marked out the day that Bitcoin bottomed, and then I marked out the day that equities bottomed. Right, so you can clearly see like Bitcoin from this point on right here. Let's just take a measured move. It would be, I don't know, like right here. Bitcoin went up like 8% during this time. And from that same point on, not measuring from the high here, equities went down 7%. So, this is that example that Tommy's talking about right here. Just see if I can get that to look better. So,
Tommy, what's the timeline? FOMC?
I don't even know when that is. Is that the 31st?
July 30th.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see how the month closes. I do think if you're going to see a vol event in equities, it should play out before flows come back on the 1st and 2nd of next month.
Let's go.
It's a great day for some last day of the month volatility, huh? We've been seeing that every month. I feel like last day of the month has just been brutal for trading and just price action. So
I haven't even been trading perps for like a week and a half.
Yeah, I'm glad I haven't either.
It's been very nice.
Here.
I think that's why most people are going crazy. They're either trading perps and they're burning through cash, or they're in micro crap coins, and they're all in, which I've been pounding the table on for months, saying it's not a good idea. But
here's what people need to study at the end of the day. Here's what people need to study.
what was I just about to check?
The comments, man. There's some references to Wabi Space yesterday in the comments that are sending me. If you guys didn't check out Wabi Space yesterday, definitely do it.
Did Naka come out of the woodworks again on
Yeah,
a
he
pullback day?
Bro,
Do that, doesn't he?
the
I've never been on a
signal-
space with him. I can't wait for the day I get to.
The signal in Naka is top tier, man. Like
Yeah.
you just can't make this up. It is. He's the best follow in crypto. I won't say that shyly. Like he is the best follow in crypto.
That's funny. Very
Matt,
predictable.
talk about this chart, brother.
Do I need to talk about a chart,
Yeah.
or should I let the picture speak for me? Because a picture, as they say, is in fact worth 1,000 words.
Circle where you think we are on Pepe. Did we just complete the last red thing? Or did we I mean, I know where I think yeah.
Study
Study that.
Yeah. I mean, this is. I mean, it's time. Like it is time. If you don't think it's time, you're not. I mean, you're just not looking at it clearly. Like I guess trends always break at some point, but this chart looks freaking amazing. And it's done the same pattern over and over and over again since last summer. And here we are again. Here we are again. And I think in the short term, the only thing that puts a little bit of downside pressure on Pepe is just ETH and Grayscale. But I think that within the next few weeks, you begin to see this accelerate, assuming that ETH is done selling because of the ETF shenanigans. And it does the same pattern over and over and over again. And you will notice that if you really dig into a coin, right? Like if you really dive into a project and you make it like a focal point of yours to learn how to trade it, you will see time and time again, they will print the same patterns and the same structures over and over and over again. They just reuse it. So the famous PO3, this is the one that, the market makers or the on-chain DEX traders, that they're whales. They like to print a manipulation phase and shake people out. And here we are. We're going to go vertical. I think I've remained unchanged in my bias of Pepe since I was scooping it over in here in the bear market. I said 50 billion. This is going to take you to 50 billion. This is it. This next phase. It's going to be epic.
What are we
You
at?
guys are going to have a great time.
Pepe's like 5 billion right now, max.
Mm-hmm.
Pepe's like 5 billion. Here's what you're about to see. All right. We can remove this middle line. What you're going to see is you're going to see this. Okay. If you get anywhere in here, you have to shove that, in my opinion. You're going to flip the 1.618. You're going to move up. Everyone's going to go, 3 drive into the high. And then you flip the top of this channel and then 2.618. That's what's going to happen.
Flip it.
Look at this. 3 drive into the high. It's over. 3 drive. Boom. 2.618. Flip the channel.
I remember we were tweeting back at those lows, Max. That was like when we first we're starting to become Twitter friends back at the Pepe lows.
I knew you were a gigabrain back then, Louis. I saw your Pepe charts and I was like, all right, this guy's got some game. He sees it. He sees it clearly.
You were like, someone's got to come out and lead the charge on Pepe, and no one did. And Max was like, fine, I'll do it myself.
No one's posting Pepe enough.
It.
If not me, then who?
Exactly.
If not now, then when? Study. Yep. Guys, why are you so quiet today? Someone perk up. Tucker, Will.
I'm just studying beta, man. I'm studying beta.
So Tucker, you're all aboard the beta train. I mean, you're
Yeah.
first class ticket, like
I just
C1.
Yeah, I just truly hadn't charted Brett, Andy, and Wolf against Pepe until like a week ago, which I should have.
I've only been screaming it at you for like 2 weeks now, but yeah, go ahead.
I had owned all of those in some capacity, but after studying the the high time frame, you know, Andy Pepe, Brett Pepe, Wolf Pepe charts, like if Pepe's gonna pull the move you just talked about, like I don't know. I've been buying this pair down here on this move a little bit, so I'm expecting that pretty much. Also, all these pairs look honestly better than their USD pairs, right? Like I like this. I mean, it still looks good, right? But even the Brett one actually needs to reclaim some levels. The Brett USD chart looks great. But I like the Wolf Pepe pair better than the Wolf USD, honestly. It's similar. They're all similar, but
Yeah, it's the beta train. I think I'll make a video on this actually. There's a slight lead and a lag to when they start moving. Like Wolf and Andy. So it's going to be a situation where Pepe starts moving, right? Like pushing all-time highs, and we're going to be like, oh, Andy's lagging. What the heck? And then suddenly Andy's going to put in like a Chad candle, right? Then Andy's going to pop up to 200 million, okay? But that's only going to happen once Pepe is pushing all-time highs. Then Andy will Chad. And then we're going to be like, oh, why is Wolf not moving? And then Wolf is going to catch up really, really quickly. So it's like they all basically lag each other slightly, right? And then it's similar with the bottom, right? Like if you go back and you look at how they recently bottomed in the middle of July, Pepe bottomed first, then Andy bottomed, then Wolf bottomed, right? So it's the same thing where we're just waiting on Pepe to put in that move. You know, it's really, really simple. So yeah, I mean, they're just going to kind of range and chop and continue to move. But like, if you're bullish Pepe here, like this is the spot to be piling into Pepe beta. Like this is the spot, you know, and just waiting for Pepe to fly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pepe looks great here.
It does.
I even had this little pullback mapped up on the Discord too. A nice little inverse head and shoulders base, which also Pepe loves to do. Like on the lower time frames, like there's inverse head and shoulders everywhere. So
Let's
like
just
Max was saying,
yes, let's just have some fun. Study.
Oh man,
yeah, baby. Give that to me.
I mean, all I'm going to say is fractal playing out.
Yeah, man.
That's all
Well,
I'm
Will, I am convinced it's not this. It's more so this. Right.
I mean, throw out the fractal, man.
I know, but I will actually. I will prove it. Because I know this is the fractal you've been looking at, right? But I would argue
much more.
I know.
So go on the daily and grab the whole price action all the way to the beginning.
Will, I low-key think everybody's expecting that, man. I think nobody's expecting a repeat of March.
Yeah.
Like
February,
that whole run up right there. Yeah, like that's what I'm expecting.
I think that's too shallow, Will. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think you're being bearish, and I won't stand for it.
Yeah,
So.
I mean that only gets you what, like that only gets you another 40% off the high.
That's a fair assessment, man. It's a fair assessment.
No, man. If we're gonna put in the next high time frame leg across the board, like
Look, even if that shit goes parabolic, I was calling for this shit at the low. I was literally like, look at this bottom right here. Like this bottom's forming just like the previous bottom.
We get more price action even from the bottom. Boom. Oh wow.
Hold on, zoom out more.
Yeah, man, that's fantastic work, Tucker. I mean, that's
what I'm talking about.
That's fantastic work.
He said more. Wait, you want me to, I want to fit it, but
I want to see more of the chart.
I'm so bullish. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself.
There's
right
the
now.
whole chart, Will.
Yeah.
See this? Like,
Easy, Will. Easy.
see that? That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then Tucker, see even to the left of your first green box. Well, the little cluster just right there. It didn't have the nuke that we had when the war in the Middle East broke out, but similar, like, you know, we put in a big high, we dropped, then we put in like
this is this up to here.
Yeah. So if you exclude that Middle East drop, the war breaking out that caused that, I see even more similarities between the structures. Turn that off. Delete that.
Let's make this. Bring to front. Boom. Deleted.
Yeah, see, like that is study that, Will. Study it.
I'm good with it.
Tucker, can you make a new fractal trying to include all of that and see if you can massage it on there?
Yes.
Like, I'm not here to shoot the messenger. All right.
Will, you're just too bearish, man. I'm trying to help you.
I'm just here to bring the message that we're going up.
All right, I like that message.
Okay, wait. So I would have started it like here.
Yep. Look at this man work. Look at this man work.
Where is
It's tough. It's tough. Maybe I should take it. Yeah. I shouldn't have included.
Yeah, I don't think you need the climb up. I think you just need the highs. Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
Get up there.
That's kind of nice.
It works though. It works. I promise it works.
It works.
It works.
It works.
Is that line?
Hang on. You know what the problem is, man? Is you're in log.
You want me in linear, Max?
Yeah, I do.
Oh wow. Okay.
I do want you in linear.
I didn't think I'd hear the day. Max wants it in linear.
Oh man.
All right, you're right. That feels wrong to even say. Forget I said that, man. That's not who I am. I'm not being true to myself, you know.
We'll play around with it.
I'm not a linear guy. That's just
so he just stretches it out. Log looked way better.
I think logarithmically, man. Like
I think logarithmically.
Yeah.
He's like, hold on, let me go and stretch it out about 100x what it was.
I don't know, man. It works though. I see it. I don't know why it won't fit. It's upsetting
because it's linear. That's why.
Yeah,
the point being is that's where we are, and if you have anything logical to say otherwise, I disagree. I save your logic. It fits. Just trust me.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm not going to argue with people that are telling me that won't fit. That fits.
I'm not going to argue with people who are.
You just got to do it. You just got to do it with boxes. You got to do
it. Of course.
When you guys have a second, I have some Discord guys. They want to know how to do the comparison charts, like the Pepe, Andy Wolf.
Bars chart.
Oh, you mean like these?
You're talking about fractals?
They want to know how you do that.
Pair charts.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you want to know how to do it on TradingView? So it's kind of a nightmare to do on your phone. You should do it on the computer, but you just do Brett over Pepe USD.
So you did a slash there?
You got to click like that.
And you have to hit enter like a math equation. It's like it's not.
Yeah.
Because it's not like a natural pair. You're literally doing a math equation. You're dividing one asset versus the other.
Is this the right one? Okay, yeah. So like you do this over Pepe USD, and then you got to click on that and go back here, click on that, and then hit enter.
Interesting.
Study.
I think I've been doing it wrong. I don't do it that way.
How have you been
I don't really look at pairs much, so
we need to look at.
I'm the price action guy.
We need to look at USDTD, guys.
For meme coins, you have to do the times 1,000. Max told me that. To otherwise, you can never massage your fractals on something like Pepe.
No. I want like a one-on-one like master class.
You said log.
Technical analysis.
Study the top being
Trading
called.
view class from Max.
All right.
I think I'm gonna make that, Louis.
Yeah, I really think you should.
But I think it's gonna be free, man. I think I'm gonna do like a how to make sexy trading view charts and just do it for free.
Yeah,
People ask me all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I use
make your
trading
charts
every
look
day.
like that, bro. I'm gonna show you. Tucker, let's draw a real trend line. Man. Let's draw a real trend line. All right.
That's the Will special right there.
Okay, hang on.
The real trend line.
Yeah. No, not from there. Not from there. Not from there. Well, that's fine. But not from there. I was gonna say you could go to the high before that to the left. I mean, that's fine too. There's one earlier that you could draw it to, but that's fine.
This one?
No. The low. It's actually a low, like down there, right there. Yeah. Okay, that's a nice trend line. That's a nice trend line. Look at the local structure here. Like look at that local structure. That's a bear flag.
Yeah.
That's a bear flag.
3 drive.
That's a bear flag. Guys, for those that don't know what this is the percentage of crypto that Tether, the largest stable coin, makes up. And when it goes down, crypto goes straight up. And the reason for that is people are deploying stable coins into volatile crypto assets. This is a bear flag. This is a bear flag.
It kind of looks like the last bounce, like the last gasp of air before it rolls over in that bear flag too.
I think yesterday was the final gasp, like the past couple days.
Yeah.
Like if you zoom way in, Tucker, maybe like go to like the hourly, 4 hour, maybe 6 hour, whatever. Like look at that little, like that, in my opinion, was like your dead cat bounce. You know, like the last day spike. Just that little tiny spike that we just had.
Yeah.
I feel like that was where, like, if you were looking at this, you would go, yeah, like that's where you fill a short, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think you break that, it's completely over.
What does that mean exactly, Tucker? It's completely over?
For USDT dominance.
Would you specify a little bit more what that actually means, though?
It means we're going to 2.5% USDT dominance, which means people are shoving crypto, which means we're gonna moon. That's what it means.
Jackie Moon.
Yeah.
They'll shove everything except for ETH, apparently.
Yeah. No, we'll let the boomers do that.
Here's the thing. ETH is actually going to get turbo bid at some point this cycle. Like there will be a 2-month window when everything sits there and watches ETH move. Maybe 1 month. It will be short-lived, but there will be an ETH season.
For once, I do think a coin needs a catalyst. Like ETH needs to find a niche. Because like, why would you bid it over as a store of value over Bitcoin or as a layer 1 over Solana at the moment?
Because ETH DeFi is the least fragile of all of the L1 DeFis by a long shot. There's actually a lot of protocols that actually survived the bear market. And I would say at this point, if Aave and Maker can survive the bear market that we had in 2022, they're not going anywhere. They're fully collateralized. It's all verifiable. And they survived literal carnage and they made it. So I think that there's going to be a major institutional interest in Ethereum DeFi. The gambling has obviously moved mostly to Solana, right? And for good reason. But I also think you have premier memes that can actually stand the test of time and hold a pump like a Pepe on ETH. So you're not going to see like the excess froth like you do on Solana, but there will be institutional interest in ETH DeFi because it's actually a legitimate use case, which I enjoy, right? And it's awesome. Like ETH DeFi is awesome in a bull market. They will be interested in that. And again, there are some good memes and projects and stuff like that, in my opinion.
What would you say if, because Maker and Aave are talking about this right now, that's why I asked, what would you say if Maker and Aave became their own chain? How would that affect your bull case for ETH? And I only say that I will say before I just come off as explicitly an ETH bear, even though I kind of am, I do think ETH's eventual niche is going to be like the tokenization of assets, and that the bankers will want to do that on top of ETH. But Maker and Aave specifically, if they do make their own chain, how would that accrue value back to ETH? Or I'm just kind of wondering, like, what exists on ETH right now that could accrue value back to the native token? Because that's why Solana is doing so well. People have to buy the token to shitcoin, and that's why people used to buy ETH to shitcoin, to buy NFTs, to stake in DeFi. If these DeFi protocols start moving off of ETH, that could have some ramifications.
That
I
would
mean,
not.
I don't think DeFi moving off of ETH makes memes and shitcoining on ETH less appealing.
I agree with that.
I don't
I
use
agree.
to use Aave or Maker.
But it does remove a lot of liquidity and value from Ethereum.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be good for ETH. I don't know. I haven't seen that. I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm assuming that's not a quick thing. Like, it's not going to be like a next month kind of thing. I would say if it did happen, I mean, it's bearish ETH, right? And then, but then I mean, you're right. Like, the most bullish case for ETH would probably be like the tokenization efforts from BlackRock, which Larry has talked about, right? So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I would say, like, let's keep that back of mind, but I don't feel as though we have like a countdown where it's like Aave is like, actively working on like an exit plan from ETH. Or if they are, I mean, if they are, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm out of touch with that. But at this point, it's like, let's get through this cycle and then maybe we think about that.
I'll tell you
But
what, Aave actually looks good.
Yeah, there's some ETH, like ETH DeFi is legit, man. Like, you can put your ETH in Aave, and then when it goes up, just borrow stables against it, and then you can just ape like shit coins with it. That's like the best. I love doing that. It's fantastic.
I might have to do something like that. Plus, Aave just looks good. It looks
Yeah,
like
it's
a bottom.
great.
Looks like a
It's
bottom.
great. Yeah, it's great.
What do you guys think about Total 3?
I mean, we're both lagging above a 2-year range breakout is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think I have 5 days in my prediction to break out. Let's see if we get it.
Will, you're awfully quiet today, Will.
Pulling up charts.
For a guy
Doing
named
some
Dr.
comparison.
Outlook, you're a little quiet today, Will.
I'm just pulling up charts.
Total 3 could break out like today. It's looking good here. It's looking good.
Total DeFi, Tommy. Total DeFi. What do you say?
I still don't think that looks that good, but
Study bear traps.
get it off log. Get it off log. It still doesn't look that great.
Yeah, little reclaim action. Come on now.
It's trying, but I still don't. I definitely don't think DeFi is healthy, so I'm not betting on a bounce here.
Study the line in the sand.
I don't see how could you say that the DeFi is not healthy here? Like, I don't understand. Like, what's
Did you see my
unhealthy
tweet
about
about this yesterday, Max?
What's that?
You see my tweet about this yesterday?
Possibly. Remind me.
All of the ETH derivatives now, like, you're not even trading ETH anymore on chain. You're literally trading like ETH with LGBT.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what it looks like. I find ETH in pairs for where you can lend and stake, and you put like 3 or 4 algebra letters before the actual ETH even comes in. I mean, it's just like a bunch of derivatives of ETH that's not even actually, it's definitely not fully collateralized on mainnet. Oh, the balloons. Nice.
What the heck was that? Okay, so what is in this index right here though? Total DeFi. Is all your garbage that you were talking about even in this, or is this like the big ones?
This is a lot of the big ones, but I think some of the newer garbage is also in there, like LDO. I don't know if Pendle's quite in there, although that's one of the ones that I'm referring to. But I will continue to say, I think the fact that ETH DeFi is in its current state is a big reason why ETH has underperformed basically all cycle.
ETH has underperformed all cycle because that's what it does until Bitcoin gets into price discovery, to be fair. I don't think it
And
needs.
I'd like to see some more on-chain happenings though on ETH, right? Like we had DeFi summer before we had the 2021 blow off top on ETH. So there was on-chain activity on ETH. Maybe it's just occurring on Solana now, which is fine. But I think, and this is true of all layer ones, you know, if people are consistently buying to shitcoin or do whatever on your chain, it's consistently putting a float on price. There's always buy pressure. That's why Solana is so strong right now. There just aren't as many people buying ETH on chain on ETH mainnet. They're really, because there's not, I think part of that too is just there's just not as much incentive to hold ETH. You know, on Solana, you can buy shit coins and you want to hold Solana because you have a high expectation that it's going to outperform every other major. But like ETH right now, the behavior of on-chain participants is there are a few meme coins worth buying. And then everything else is just looped and re-looped and re-looped over and over and over again on lending protocols.
I'm not familiar with the new Ethereum DeFi, and I still don't know what's in that. Is there a way to know what's even in this thing? Like, is there an easy way to look at it or no?
Let me see.
Do you just have to Google like what's in total DeFi on TradingView?
Might be on the.
Here's the thing. Like, I don't disagree with you, Tommy. I just think that things can change really quickly, and it's very atypical of Ethereum to actually perform well until Bitcoin is in price discovery. So it's like very, very quickly, ETH will give people a reason to hold ETH, which is that it's going to go up and it's the most liquid chain and stable coins are abundant on it. So I just think it's like counting it out way too early. You know, like if Bitcoin was at 85K and ETH was still doing this, I would concede. I would wave the white flag and say, you're right. It's a dead chain. It's garbage. No one wants to hold it anymore. We don't see ETH outperform and actually gain that interest until Bitcoin's in price discovery. Like, it just doesn't happen. It hasn't happened in any cycle so far. So I think it's just too early to suggest that. Like, it's too early to suggest that ETH DeFi is potentially one of the only things keeping it alive, and it's not even in a healthy state. Like, ETH DeFi will be in a healthy state when ETH is at 4,500 or 5,000. That's the truth. Like, number go up, chain is healthy. So I just think
do you think Solana has to top before ETH starts to outperform? Like Solana has to top for the cycle? I kind of do.
I think Sol ETH needs to top first, but not Sol USD. You think that Sol USD has to top first?
I mean, more or less. The Sol ETH, the comment is probably right too. Like, we could see Solana have a blow off and then ETH outperform, and Solana could probably still put in a deviant high at some point in the cycle after that. But I do think you kind of need to see like Sol USD blow off before that ETH bid comes back, because I don't think that ETH's ultimately ever going to compete with Bitcoin as a store of value. It's right now, it can't compete with Solana as a meme coin casino until you maybe expose some flaws with the Solana chain that makes people want to go back to ETH. Because right now the opportunity on Solana is just so much greater, which I still go back to what you say, Max. Like, it makes sense that we see a base season at the very end of the cycle, because that does mean people are coming back to ETH, but they didn't quite want to come back to mainnet. And that's probably where you see the end of cycle froth really form on ETH. But I mean, all the base coins except for Brett pretty much rugged, so that kind of sucked. But
yeah. That's one of the major flaws with Solana too, is like, why are base coins like rugging so much right now, or jeeting? It's because it's so cheap, man. There's no incentive at all. It's like such a slot machine mentality with these fast, cheap transactions. It almost encourages you to transact. Like, that's why, I mean, like, dude, why do Sol memes sell off so quickly? Why do base memes sell off so quickly? It's like, it's instantaneous and it costs nothing, and you just jeet, you know, and that's why they pump quickly too, you know. But there's a different like investor mindset on ETH, and like I think we would all agree with that. Like, it's just ETH pumps ETH pumps, I feel like, have a better chance to last, you know, to last a little bit. So
Stickier for sure. They're stickier. Yeah. I don't know. This is just ETH USD and ETH Bitcoin during halving years. I personally think, like, obviously it's our literal jobs to talk markets and speculate on price, but I think in general, giving too much emphasis or too much weight to having your price action is a mistake. It is, just generally speaking. Like, go do this with Bitcoin, right? Like, and study. Like, having your price action is usually like kind of garbage bull chop. Like, that's just what it is. Like,
Yep.
people expecting having parabola. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just not. That's not how it works.
Sideways to down after every halving.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and now because miners get wrecked a little bit on hash rate, and now they're finally back in the green on that. So, I don't know.
That was some selling we were doing with too.
It's always been 2025, guys. It's always been 2025.
here you go.
Yeah, there you go.
We lost the doctor.
We lost Doc. Damn, it's over. And just like that. But yeah, here's typically what we see after a halving, guys. Kind of unfortunate. I was hoping this time would be different.
I mean, okay, so what is it? 100? What does that say? 160?
Yeah.
I mean, so the latter part of that you should start sending, man, which would be now.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like the tail end of that.
Correct.
Like, look at 20, what is that? 2021 or 2020, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you just did that nasty.
We should be like here.
Yeah.
We should be like right bottom is in right here. We should be like right here.
Yeah.
Like we should be grinding up into like we should be pushing like 73 at latest, like August, September. And you know, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in the 2017 one, you're almost farther to the right. You know what I mean? Like, given where the all-time high is on the far left pane, like, I feel like you're probably like there. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're thinking, I mean, it's different, right? Because like we actually made an all-time high before a halving, which obviously we didn't do in any of these.
Yep.
The two cycles. But yeah, I mean, I think like we're somewhere like in here, you know what I mean? Like this is like we're somewhere in there and we're somewhere like in here. Like we are a little bit ahead of schedule. Like it's
Well, that's what I mean. Like, imagine overthinking the price action in those two regions. Like,
yeah,
it's not worth it. Like,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah, and like looking at let's look at
selling money and walk away was real this year.
Here's the previous two cycles overlaid with our current cycle from bear market bottom. So obviously purple is last cycle, blue cycle was 2017. We're right on track. And like we are leading. Like look at this pump right here that both the previous two cycles had. We had that before in our current cycle. So here's the next pump. Both happened, you know, right around here. We're probably going to lead this again, just like we did over here, because we are a little bit ahead of schedule still. So I'm just saying, like the next part of this cycle, I mean, it should literally go like this. Like it should literally go like this. We'll get a high time frame correction like over here around the election, and then we'll continue up and like, you know, we'll see. But like this is what should happen according to this fractal, which is the previous two cycles all merged into one.
Is there a way to do that? Can you merge those two lines? Like, you know what I mean? Is there a way to do that? I feel like there could be.
Like to make an average of them?
Yeah.
No, these are just two fractals that I made. I don't think you can merge the two lines.
I bet there's a way to do it. We'll put it on the terminal for you guys. Put it on the terminal. That's
Like
what
an average of the two cycles. So you'd have to do like
you'd have to
you'd have to take plots of data and you would have to take, okay, this is what you'd have to do. We couldn't do it on TradingView, but you'd basically have to take all of the data points, like all of the opens and closes from a certain date to an ending date. And then you would have to basically divide this cycle by this cycle. You'd have to divide all of the price action in blue by the price action in, or no, you'd have to multiply this price action by this price action and then divide it by 2. So we would just need all of the data. That'd be easy to do, actually. We could definitely do that. Yeah. We could do that on the terminal. You definitely can't do it on TradingView, but we could definitely do that on the terminal. Just add that up and then divide by 2. But yeah. I mean, here's your average right here, man, is like you go right here, you ignore the June 2019 rally and you ignore COVID and you split the middle right here. And this is your average, like just kind of left curving it. Like look at all the price action that's in between. Like you exclude this right here.
Yeah.
And then you exclude this oversell, overshoot. Here's your average. You know, we're right there.
I mean, I guess you could maybe do it with like a VWAP, but yeah, it would be interesting. It would probably not look super different than that, but yeah, either way, right on track.
Louis, you got some charts, man?
I always got some charts.
All right. Let's see it.
Let's see here. Should be up.
Woo! Starting off with one of my favorites, Louis.
There we go.
It's Mr. Andy. Mr. Anderson.
He actually goes by Dr. Andy now, just to let you.
Okay.
He got a PhD. Yeah, PhD in holding support.
Yeah, we're at support, man. And remember what happened last time they got the deviation spring? We got a little deviation, slow bleed, bang. Now we came back up, reclaimed support. After testing demand, this was horrible if you have no patience or conviction. A lot of people probably cheated. I know that people definitely cheated down here. Got a nice push out of demand after sellers were exhausted, and we reclaimed support. Chop, chop, chop. Shaking more weak hands out. We deviated the support yesterday. Looks like we reclaimed it today. And now I'm looking for like a deviation spring setup. I just let the Discord know as well. And this is something that we've been seeing all cycle. Deviation spring, deviation support, reclaim it, and you go. This has been my favorite setup all cycle. And I think we see something like this for Andy. I think it's time. I think this is time for the dog, for the yellow dag.
Like it.
We got Pepe. I had this liquidity zone mapped out because we did a lot of chopping up here. I said maybe high and tight, but we did. We dipped down into this liquidity. We filled some of this, ran the local lows, probably liquidated some some longers up here. And now we have that clear inverse head and shoulders reversal after our falling wedge break. And if you just take a quick look over here, we did basically the same exact thing.
Yeah, a little inverse head and shoulders, baby.
Look at it. Look at that. We did the same exact thing. That's how I knew it was coming because I've charted this too, and I caught this one too. And we're doing the same exact thing. chop up here, slow bleed into that right shoulder, bang. And that's probably what we see here.
Do Andy over Pepe, and just because I've charted it, but I want to see you chart it.
Like the pair chart.
Yeah, so do Andy Rapti. Yeah, and then do over Pepe UST, and then just click on the top. Yeah. Just hit enter. Yes, there we go. All right, now chart that. Let me know what you think.
If I were to chart this, I like this level. Yeah, I mean, that's like that's probably the most important level.
Mm-hmm.
We got a downtrend break here. And we're kind of doing that chop sideways. And if, if Pepe is the lead, which it probably will, we could probably do something like this. It wouldn't surprise me, but it's at the level. It's at a key level. So I wouldn't be surprised if this level holds up as support. That's how I would look at it.
Yeah, it's gotta hold right there.
Yeah. And like I said, if Pepe gets the quick pop first, we can, deviate, reclaim, and go too. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like that.
Yeah.
What's the Russell looking like today? Bullish. This is the risk on signal. Been saying it for weeks. This is the risk on signal. This is why the ETH ETF is going to get pumped with money after this Grayscale selling's over, which I also warned people about.
I've got 230 as kind of the final boss for IWM. I think you clear 230, you're probably going to 300 pretty quick.
Yeah, like this level, that makes sense. Yeah, I would agree. This is the dance zone. Get above. This is our next dance zone, and there's literally not much supply here before.
We're gonna rip through all-time high if you get above 230. I think.
Yeah, my target's up here somewhere. I think Tom Lee said something like we're gonna get there by the end of the year. I mean, that'd be great, but
where did he say 300?
Yeah,
I thought he said higher than that.
By the end of the year, I think he was making a prediction. But yeah, he could have. That was something I heard someone say that he said. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm positioned in this green box. It's like one of the few stock plays I'm in, and like this is where most people mess up is in the green box. You break that range, you get all excited, and then people get chopped up in this consolidation at range highs. And for an ETF play, I could be looking at. Was that a nice 50% gain, like just sitting there as like a hedge to crypto that like I haven't lost my money on this. It's been trading sideways. So, something to think about, but I'm 95% crypto regardless, but it helps. It helps when you have some money there too in times like this. Let's look at Bitcoin. What do we got? Yeah, yesterday, I mean, we filled liquidity yesterday. It's really what it came down to. Pullback in an uptrend. We filled this FEG, kind of a nice impulse up, chopped around the mid-range, came back down. We also hit a support on these key levels here. Backfilled this FEG, and we bounced. We're back above the mid-range. I guarantee you, I can already see it. People are going to be going like this. And then we're probably going to do this. Come back to the mid-range, catch support, and continue higher. But they're going to, on this small pullback here, if we get it, like this 1% pullback, bears would be like, oh, here we go. And then bang, failed head and shoulders top.
If Bitcoin drops 1%, ETH might go back to the low.
I mean, maybe. Let's see.
It's obligatory. I have to make the comments, Louis, because I have to say, and I said this on yesterday's show, the time to FUD ETH is running. It's running out. I am enjoying it while I still can. As somebody who has very long been in that camp, we are definitely reaching sentimental extremes towards ETH hate. That makes me think, even if ETH doesn't outperform for a while, the bottom in USD prices relative to other majors is going to become very appealing very, very soon.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would agree. Like this last ETF, I mean, it's just the Grayscale playbook, which I put a tweet out yesterday, and I was like, it's just like interesting how, like, I mean, I think there's some backdoor meetings that had to take place. I don't know if you guys remember like the SEC was coming after Grayscale, Barry stepped down, and then after all that happened, then they got approved for the Bitcoin ETF. Like, who knows if they were like, all right, yeah, we'll give you the Bitcoin ETF, but you gotta keep your fees high, and everyone's gonna exit your product, and that'll give our buddies at BlackRock and all these institutions some discounted entries for their customers. Like, I could, like, that's just probably what happens. Like, I mean, tinfoil hat, but
I'm surprised Barry hasn't gotten hit with legal cases yet, because he was a big reason why Bitcoin broke that 20K resistance in 2021. Working with 3AC they pumped the crap out of Bitcoin. They did it, kind of through questionable means. So that's why I kind of think that Barry, he got lucky. I mean, you look at everybody else this cycle who went down, he's just as guilty as a lot of them.
I think he had key leverage, which was having the Grayscale Bitcoin and the Grayscale ETH, and the big boys wanted those products, and I think he was able to leverage that to his advantage. Like I said, why do you think Grayscale just magically kept their rates high? Like, because they're being dicks? I mean, like, they're not idiots. They know everyone's going to exit the product. I feel like that was like, all right, Barry, like, you got to step down. We'll give your company the ETF approval. You guys can switch over your product, but you guys are going to have to keep rates high, and a lot of people are going to have to exit your product, and and you're going to have to share the wealth. And he had that leverage. I mean, if I had to put 2 and 2 together, I could see that being why.
He held a lot of Bitcoin. I definitely agree that for that reason alone, he had a lot of leverage.
Yeah.
He clearly moved the price as we've seen him demonstrate over the last few months. I remember last cycle when Barry called top on Doge right before SNL, everybody was pissed, and it ended up being like the Pico top. I can only assume that was because he probably started selling a lot of, a guy like that's been in crypto so long, he definitely can move the Dogecoin price too. But I remember that. I mean, it's funny because Barry used to be a total fade. That used to be a meme in old cycles. Like, oh, if Barry is talking about a coin, if Barry's buying a coin, we should fade it. And in 2021, that dynamic kind of changed a little bit until the big week tweet. Mark, that's the Pico top of the second bubble that Bitcoin had in 2021.
Yeah, what a joke. But yeah, and like Grayscale doesn't have as much ETH as they did Bitcoin either. So is this kind of the last of it? I don't know. We kind of bounced where I wanted to see us bounce here. We now have a higher low, backfilled liquidity just like Bitcoin. Can we chop around here a little more and form out a bottom because we're still dealing with some sellers? Absolutely. But I mean, if Bitcoin continues to show strength, I think we could chew through those sellers at the same time. You know what I mean? If demand exceeds supply, price is going to go up. And that's just market dynamics 101. So the markets have signaled they have risk appetites. We see that with the Russell. We're seeing that with Bitcoin strength and crypto finally catching a leg here. And like Max was saying, this could just be like a one-off event with that Grayscale selling, like we saw with Bitcoin. It was like a 10 to 15% drawdown before like an 80% upside move.
Louis, I did it for you. I did it for you right here. This is the fractal.
Beautiful. Yep. Exactly.
This is the Bitcoin sell-off.
Yeah.
Study ETH all-time highs by the end of August.
No way.
Study it. Study
That'd
the
be
exact Bitcoin fractal, timed out perfectly. Little sweep of 3K.
Yeah, I don't even care if we do that. Like,
Study it.
I really don't care. I know the end direction.
Grayscale is out of Bitcoin right here.
Yep.
This is what Bitcoin did.
If we even get that last, because if Bitcoin just keeps showing strength, like it's game over for the Bears.
I like that chart. That's a good chart. Good looking chart. Max, what do you think about that?
That's a beautiful chart. That's probably one of the best charts I've ever seen you put together.
This is the Bitcoin nuke after the ETF launch, and then after.
Yeah, I still just, you know what's really making me upset is that no one can answer the question, what are we even talking about? And I just keep asking it, and no one. This is kind of helping a little bit, you know, like I feel like you're trying to give me an answer. Like, what are we even talking about? And then you put this together, and it's like, oh, this is what we're talking about. But we got probably a couple thousand people in here between YouTube and X, and no one will just give me a direct answer to like, what are we even talking about? Oh no,
I don't even know what they're at. I haven't
Oh,
checked at
God.
all.
I did like the video though. I did like.
Okay, Tucker. Soybean time.
167 guys.
Seen enough. I've seen enough. Get the soybeans up. Forget this. We're done.
They're
Soybeans.
panic liking. They're panic.
Soybeans. Lower. There you go. 15. Hike and poopy.
Yep, of course.
All right, guys. Here's the deal.
Down only.
To say I'm disappointed would be the understatement of the decade. Okay. Understatement of the decade to say I was disappointed. The likes are atrocious. Guys, I don't feel the love in the room right now. I don't feel the love. We're in a loveless vacuum is what we're in right now. And I'm going to suffocate if I don't get some likes. So guys, do me a solid. If you're enjoying the content, if you're enjoying the stream, do us a favor. Hit that. Oh, soybeans are nuking. It's over. Look at soybeans are nuking.
Down only.
Straight down. But guys, do me a favor. If you are enjoying the content, please consider doing us a solid here at BB. Hit that like button. If you're on Twitter, hit that heart button, and you can even hit that retweet button, guys. The retweet button is like 5 likes in one. You're really doing us a solid. It's over for soybeans. We show up every single day. We work our hardest to deliver you guys an amazing daily show. But the mega cap tech overlords determined a long time ago, hey, the way to gauge good content is the amount of likes on the video. And you know what? That's not enough. It's not a fair evaluation process for who's putting out good content. You'd think in the age of AI, they would change things and actually be able to determine who's putting out quality content and who's putting out engagement garbage. We're putting out great content, but we still need likes. I wish we didn't, but we do. Do us a solid, guys. Hit that like button. And also, if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button. All right, 204 likes. That's pretty good. Tucker, let's get back to it. Or Louis, whoever wants to do it. There's zero signal in Dixie at all.
I know, dude. Look at the last 2 weeks.
I mean, it called the last this pullback in equities was kind of confluent with this bounce.
I mean, yeah, as long as this continues to cap price, I'm good.
But for Bitcoin, not so much anymore. Yeah, I remember I used to trade Bitcoin, and I'd have the Dixie up and on the low time frames, and it would be a key signal, low time frame, Dixie's dropping on the hourly. I'm long Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's ripping on the hourly. I used to do that, but now no, the signal's gone for equities. Yeah. Maybe.
Okay, I finally got the answer I was looking for. I finally got a straight answer.
Good man, Dorito.
I finally got a straight answer, and Dorito is actually an OG, man. Dorito's been a supporter of BB since literally the first 2 weeks, probably. Mm-hmm. Maybe even day one. I don't know. An original, man. He's an OG of BB, man. And he finally answered the age-old question. What are we even talking about here? Here's the answer, guys. Everything must pump. Thank you, Dorito. I appreciate that.
Think about Bitcoin dominance.
Ooh,
Bitcoin dominance. The
Ooh.
final stand.
That's not the chart. Hang on.
I think we're about to come into a key level where we kind of run it, and that's the big blow off.
Run that high and then nuke.
Yep.
Whoa. Yeah, this is what. Oh man, you think?
Like,
I mean,
if
yeah.
you go on weekly.
Same
You'll
as
see
last
that.
cycle. Look at
I mean,
last cycle.
If we're gonna go to 80K from here, yeah, it's probably gonna.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I am totally cool with ETH BTC capitulating as long as it means Bitcoin USD is going up. I could give a damn at this point.
Yeah.
But just don't let it capitulate while both are going down. That would be so sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But look at last cycle, the predatory sweep of that high, and then
Yeah.
all season, you know?
Yeah.
So like I don't see why we would think this time is different unless we're wrong about where we are in the cycle.
And like we're coming into key supply. Like if you take a box from that, like that, those highs to the left, and then run it through that low, you're coming into a key supply area. Makes perfect sense to pierce it, and then
Sure.
yeah, right there.
You're
Pierce
not
that.
getting through there, man. You're not
Yeah,
getting through
no.
there. No, that's a brick
Concrete.
wall. Yeah.
That's Tucker playing middle linebacker with some
Yeah.
5'4" running
You're
back
not getting through there. No.
Yeah, trying to run it up the middle, and Ray Lewis steps in front of him.
Yeah.
That's Ray Lewis.
Man.
Can you
Big
label
back,
that
big ass
line?
Bill.
Can you label the box Ray Lewis right there? That there's Ray Lewis. Yeah, gets smoked.
You're not getting through there.
No, you try to run it up the middle. Concussion. Enjoy your CTE.
CTE immediately.
Yeah.
Instant CTE. Oh man, would Bitcoin dominance rally revive Ordinals? Someone asked.
I hope so.
You know what? I just looked at Mubi. I was like, damn, this might be worth a punt here. If you pull up Mubi, it's literally like, I think that's an ordinal play, right? Or is that
Wait, what is it?
It is. It's an ordinal play on ETH.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
It might be worth a punt though. Go to the daily.
I remember the joke in the fall was the only thing that could pump on ETH was a Bitcoin project.
I mean, it's either here or it's dead, man. Like,
Yeah, as I'm saying, it might be worth just like
What is it?
Mubi.
I know that, but what is it?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I know it's a
Check out Ords, ORDS, Ord swap. We were looking at this, Tucker. I don't know
God.
oh my god.
These
Yes,
things
You know what?
Yes,
You know what
these
has-
scams.
You know what kind of died on me that I actually owned a decent bag of was Doji.
Oh,
Dude, I have I bought like a pretty decent bag of like Doginals and like
yeah.
Doji. And yeah, I'm just I like forgot that I owned them, honestly. Like it was a decent bag, but I kind of was like set it, and then when Doge goes to $1, just check it and see what happens. And it's just getting smoked, man. Like all this stuff, all my Doge shit's just getting wrecked right now.
I will check in on the only Doginal that I bought last fall from time to time. You know how much 24-hour volume it shows that it does every time I check in?
Zero.
Literally zero volume. Not even one Dogecoin in 24 hours.
What is it, francs? What is it?
It's I don't even want to say it because the market cap now is like 40K, but I doubt anybody would be actually buying it at this point. That Zephy coin or whatever.
Oh, I own that too, man. I own all those.
Sounds
Like,
bad, man.
I took a bunch of Doge and I just shoved it into like all the Doge shit coins. And literally, I'm pretty sure all of it's at like zero. I don't know. I shoved a decent bit into all of it. So the only hope is that Doge pumps and like there's a major revitalization of that speculative market. But I don't know, man. My bags are in shambles right now. Devs need to do something.
You know it's bad when they're selling coins in like $4 and $5 tranches, literally, and there's still 0 daily volume.
You can't get people to buy them from you right now. Like
No,
there's
you can't.
Like I have stuff that won't move. Like it says 0. I will be selling the next pump. If there is a Doge pump to like 50 cents, I'm just gonna start selling everything. I'd rather own spot Doge, honestly, at this point. I could be wrong on that though, but something needs to change. You know what they need, man? You know what the problem is? They need like a Magic Eden listing on Ordinals or something.
Yeah.
That would change the market.
I really need puppets to hold up here, man.
Same.
I own a puppet. I own a puppet. I don't even check it though. I just bought it because Chimp was bullying me, so I bought it.
Chimp sold his puppet to buy an engagement ring.
No way.
Yeah, he did.
What a trade. Wow.
I know.
What a trade, man. Kind of a legendary trade.
No, there's no saving this.
Do you still own Track, Tucker?
No. Absolutely not.
That dev is terrible.
Tommy and I both bought it like right here. And just kind of I think I sold it like right here, but this was a nightmare.
Yeah, everything else in the Ordinals ecosystem was just rapidly marking up, and Track was just sitting there because the dev didn't want to. Like he's like, oh yeah, I'm planning all this stuff, but I'm not going to announce it.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I have a lot of friends that held Track for way longer than they would be proud to admit.
What about pups, Tommy?
Pups. I like pups. Let me see the chart. I have like a fractal on it.
Is this the right chart?
I use the one on CoinX.
Okay. Well, it's down only.
I mean, it might find support soon. If Bitcoin like sends, then Ordinals are going to be easy buys.
I think this is
I mean, maybe.
Dude, this is a Will's Outlook special right here.
That is.
Study the gap up.
Can we touch on one more thing here as we're getting to the end of the show? We need to pull up Caspa.
Ooh.
Because I have been warning everybody, and I feel as though they're just not ready.
Yeah, your warnings haven't been heeded, Max.
No, especially by you, Tucker.
I know.
You are the Fedor.
It looks like the roof's about to blow off this thing, man. I'll say that.
It is. And Tucker, I have been, I mean, brother, since much, much lower, I've been begging. I mean, I laid off you, when I realized that you are just fading hard and I can't convince you, I stopped.
Yeah.
But Tucker, like let's talk about this. I want this to be a safe space for you to fade me publicly, but it could be hurtful for you long term. I mean, here we are at the end of the road.
Don't make me pull up my meme Caspa pairs, Max. It's not going to be pretty.
I'm not saying you haven't been slaughtering it elsewhere. I'm just saying that when this breaks, there will be some degree of cope, even if you've been killing it elsewhere.
What does Soul Caspa look like? Just out of curiosity. I have no idea. I haven't looked at it myself.
Caspa's definitely been outperforming, I would think.
Let's do Mexi. Let's do Binance. Soul Caspa. Wow. Okay, so Caspa ripped. I don't know what to make of this.
Some supply overhead there.
See some higher lows.
This is the bearish retest.
Yeah, I see this though. Yeah.
Draw a diagonal on those two lows that you have there, Tucker. To the left.
Wait. Breakout. I mean, yeah, you got to fight through this, which should be tough. But I mean, I'd rather look at like Pepe, Caspa, right?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there.
I know. This one's gonna hurt.
No. Easy there. That's my secret chart.
Oh yeah. What about like how's Caspa holding up against ETH?
I mean, everything's holding up well against me.
Yeah, that's
Tommy
true.
loves it.
That
I
still
do.
looks, even with the recent, yeah, it still looks good.
I mean, look at what are we talking about here? You know,
wait, what about BTC though? Okay.
I mean, we're about to look at, bro, the roof's gonna blow off with this thing.
I know.
There will be a Caspa cope. There will be a very big Caspa cope, man, and I will enjoy it. And I don't own enough of it because I'm in a lot of stuff that I can't rotate right now. Like I'm
That's
stuck.
the
My hands are
problem.
tied. What?
Problem for me, Max. That's the problem. That's all there is to it. There's just not enough money to go around. That's all there is.
Like if anybody out there wants to loan me like $10 million,
Dang.
just for like a few months, that would be super helpful.
We need more LPs.
Louis, are you offering to loan me some money?
I was gonna ask you.
Damn it, man. This is like a loop of not having enough money right now.
I know.
Study being fully deployed forever.
Tommy, you're bearish. Would you loan me some dollars at 5% APY? That's probably of interest to you.
5%. I can make more being delta neutral on a perps exchange. You're gonna have
All
to.
right, what's like a 10-year note going for right now? You make 5.5%.
I don't even know. I don't invest in 10-year notes.
All right, I'll pay you 6%, a slight premium. All right, but I need 10 million from you, okay? So I can shove Caspa.
Uh-oh.
Yes, Banana Republic. I would shove 10 million into Caspa here if I had 10 million sitting around. I would shove it. Actually, no, I would find a miner and OTC it from them because I would want a good fill. Because 10 million would for sure break it out and I'd get a terrible fill. But I would acquire 10 million of Caspa here if I had it.
Can you guys chart Rune? We got a request for it in the comments, but it was also one of the coins that ran with Solana.
I
with
literally
Caspa
just
last fall.
I literally just
kinda
put
like
that
that.
in the alerts channel.
You what? Louis?
I think he's frozen.
Oh no.
Oh,
I
man.
figured he was.
Yeah, look at him. He's rugged, man. I'm gonna zoom in on him. Look at he's frozen, completely frozen. Oh, there he is. You're back.
There
He came back, he's like, why am I on the screen?
You froze, Louis.
Are you back yet? You're kind of pixely, but
That's one of the most schizophrenic charts in all of crypto, man.
Yeah.
Rune.
I kind of like it, Tommy.
2021 bull cycle it should be studied.
Yeah, look at this here.
That's awful.
It must be studied.
How many times has Rune been
Exploded
hacked?
like 3 times in the span of a year.
How many times has Rune been hacked?
3 times, I think, maybe more.
Jeez.
So one high for each, one
Yeah.
global top fake outcome for each hack. Yeah. I actually don't hate that
It's at the level. It's at the level.
Yeah.
I don't know
Like I
anything
like
about
that
it.
deviation below the previous low in early 2024. I like that little sweep and then shift of structure up. I like
Yeah.
that.
A lot
I
of
don't know
charts
if I'm gonna.
pattern. That like week second cycle type of thing, which is why I've been saying I think we are coming out of an echo bubble and entering a super cycle, right? Because you do have a lot of these altcoins that printed echo bubble PA. That's my theory right now, is that we're coming out of an echo bubble into a super cycle for crypto. But
That sounds bullish.
it is bullish. Depends on the time frame that you're talking about, though.
That sounds bullish Ethereum.
It will be eventually bullish on Ethereum, but
Okay, Tommy, what comes first for ETH? 15,000 or 0?
0? I mean, I don't think it literally goes to 0, but
Okay. Hang on. 15,000 or 700? Which one comes first?
700. I don't think it's going that low personally. Even if you get like a big correction on it, I don't think you're getting it. The better
Okay,
question.
how about 15,000 or 1,500?
Tommy, you should not be taking this long to answer.
He doesn't want to
It's
say
really
it.
not as cut and dry as you think, but
He doesn't want to say it. He doesn't want to say it. You have
No,
to
I
say
don't
it.
wanna say it.
15,000 or 1,500? Which one comes first?
Let's just mark it out real quick. Let's just mark it out. Okay, so 1,500.
Okay.
I'll
You're gonna have to
say
go log mode,
1,500
Tucker.
comes
You're gonna have to
before
go log
15,000.
mode.
I'd say 1,500 comes before 15,000, but I also don't know if I think it's going quite that low.
So you're unwilling to set up this. Little 7R banger.
No,
You
because
would
I
take
think
the
if I
opposite
wanted to be
side.
long ETH, I could just have cheaper exposure and other stuff anyway.
Why don't you short ETH here with a stop loss of 15,001 and a TP of 1,500? Can you set up Tommy's trade, Tucker?
Yeah, wait. So it'd be this.
Stop loss. Yep, there's Tommy's trade, and then take profit at 14.99.
0.14R.
Yeah, that's Tommy's trade. Pretty good. Pretty good. You know, I like it.
That color scheme, though.
It's terrible.
I don't know why when they're overlapped, though, it looks visually appealing.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Nice.
No, don't spin this positively at all, Tucker. You need to change your color.
I've also said, and I want to be clear, that I don't really think shorting perps makes any sense here for majors, even if you are bearish. Like, the better way to express bearishness is puts, because you can do it really cheaply through out of the money options, protect your downside. And if we rip, okay, you're out. Like, the puts go to zero, but you know, we rip. Instead of perps, if you're wrong, you get liquidated.
Tommy's trying to set this up right here, man. This.
Imagine letting another man liquidate you. You know. Wait, what was the other one that we said too?
Yeah, imagine letting another man fill you.
Oh,
market order in like a Chad.
Oh man, best
The best
ever,
tweet
man.
in the history of tweets.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Tommy had a great reply to it too.
That was so funny, man. And you guys were in town for that one too. We were all together.
I know.
It's dangerous if we get together too often.
It is. Too many
Need
good
that
ideas.
sushi, man. That Wagyu sushi.
Oh my god, dude. Just
Here.
still thinking about it.
Tucker, you need to put this up on the screen right now, man. Right here. Throw this up on your chart.
Where is it? Text?
Yeah. That's the best tweet I've ever seen. Don't limit in like a bitch. Mark it in like a chat. Imagine letting another man fill you.
I got some reach. I got some reach.
I got some reach, man.
Reach. Study.
Study great tweets. This one will go down in the BB archives, man. This was in the history books. This tweet. Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Yep. That's what happens when the boys get together.
Study Bunny's St. Louis Park. All right. That's it, boys. Tommy, take us out.
Good spot to wrap us up. Gonna have to do the outro all stimmied up on this coffee. But it was a great show, guys. We ran for almost 100 minutes today. Not quite 2 hours, but still a really long time. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. And if you did, hopefully you hit the like button. I haven't checked since we bugged you guys about like 15 minutes ago, so I won't hold you to it, but I am expecting you guys to bring it next week, especially if Trump says something super bullish for Bitcoin on Saturday. Y'all better show up on Monday because you already know we will. But either way, to run through a few things before we officially wrap up, guys, a reminder that we have launched our brand new hedge fund, BB Wealth Management. That is a hedge fund obviously run by the BB team. It is primarily focused on digital assets and does so in a way that takes into account their asymmetric history for upside returns, as well as the investment risk posed in any market. So if becoming an LP or accredited investor for the fund is something that interests you, yes, you, the community, you have the opportunity to invest in the fund. Not just us trading it, but you guys can partake. We do have more information linked in the description below. Just reach out to us via email and we will do our best to respond to you as quickly as we can. Also, the BB Academy, something that we rolled out officially, I think about 6 to 8 weeks ago. We hope you guys, for one, are loving the product. We think it's one of the best on the market, especially for the value that you get. You get to learn from traders of all different kinds, right? Like I have, as I always say, I have a very different trading style from Max and Tucker. Max and Tucker have a very different trading style from Jackus and Will. So you guys get to learn from the entire BB team, how we trade and what we look for when we obviously analyze markets, but also trade as well. So I cannot recommend the course enough. I really think for the value that we provide, there is no better course on the market. There is no second best course on the market, as I say for Market Check. But yeah, to touch on our programming, guys, if you're a Market Check enjoyer, you know exactly when we'll be live next week. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whenever the New York Stock Exchange is open, you can expect us to be live at that time. You get to see all of our beautiful faces when we talk about markets. We have a great time. We have a lot of engaging debates, as you could see this week. I really feel like the last few weeks, the fact that we've kind of been in disagreements as far as directionality has really brought out the best in the show. So we hope that you've enjoyed the content. And one last reminder, if you did enjoy the content, to hit the like button on your way out. But not to forget Market Talk, hosted by the legendary King Wabi. Had an interesting space last night, so make sure to rewatch that if you are looking for maybe a market fix right now. But if you're looking for a Market Talk later this afternoon, make sure to tune in for Market Talk. Wabi always does a great job. And
YouTube live stream today instead.
Oh, that's right. Market Rants is later this afternoon. Tune in live to watch Louis with Mr. Spread and Wabi talking all things markets later this afternoon. But yeah, that is it from us, guys. We hope that you enjoyed the show. We hope that you have a fantastic weekend. Let's see what markets do, obviously, into next week. Let's see what Trump says on Saturday. That's a milestone achievement for Bitcoin, man. I mean, that's hard not to be excited about. So that is it from that is it from us, guys. Sorry, I was reading a comment. It kind of threw me off a little bit, but y'all have a great weekend and stay safe as always.